All right. It's a beautiful sunny day in the town of Ludus. Where do we find your characters?
Well, I think Amuth Oakenheart Thunlakalaga, the Goliath Warlock, would probably be taking the chance to just, I think, get a bit better acquainted with the small town. Maybe going for a wander, introducing himself to a few of the local people, and really just trying to learn more about the cultures and practices here.
Where would you set off to first? Which location in Ludus would you want to meet the locals at?
Uh, well, I think probably near the town hall would probably be a good place to start, especially since as a Goliath growing up in the mountains, all of this is new and exciting. The hustle and bustle of a town hall with people coming and going about their lives, that would be exciting to see. So I have no doubt I'm with Oakenheart Thunlakalaga would love the chance to, yeah, get around the town hall.
Beautiful. And Heartwood. Where do we find Heartwood?
Heartwood, having done numerous renovations to their new house, and including putting in a new garden, is now wondering about how difficult it would be to raise some livestock. So they've headed down to the library, picked up some books which they didn't have previously, and are now just enjoying the sun by the fountain by the town hall, reading.
Beautiful. There is I want to say plinth, but that's not the word. Stand thing. Oh, there's a podium. That's the word I was looking for. Podium. There's a podium set up, and you will see the mayor of Ludus in Lusor, one antagonist, very distinguished woman, known for her fiery red hair and her red earrings. And she is there making a political speech about how this town is prosperous and grand, and it's all due to the people and, the general political jargon. A Muth, a small, sort of weedy-looking teenager, sidles up beside you and sort of just, like, looking up at you and just like, new to town?
I think kind of slowly lowering down ever so slightly, given that Amuth is not exactly the youngest Goliath. Kind of almost looks like a large stone statue, just slightly crumbling and cracking and creaking over. Yes, yes. I'll admit this is all quite new and exciting to me.
Oh, this is just any given Thursday. She comes out and rattles off a political speech. It's, just not really much. This is just a simple little border town. Not much happens here. My name's Mac Guffin. Local apprentice.
You, MacGuffin. Apprentice. Well, myself, I am Amuth Oakenheart Thunlakalaga, though you're welcome to call me Oakenheart. But
All right.
Sorry, apprentice to whom?
Oh, everyone. I'm the designated town apprentice. If you need an apprentice, I'm your guy.
Quite the task. There's quite a few people in town. It must be a lot of work.
You'd think, but most people seem to have things generally sorted. I am what you like to call a get out of here you get. Or at least that's the title most people seem to yell at me. I'm not quite sure what it means, but one day I'll learn.
No, I don't think there's any rush for that. For the moment, it sounds like you are doing what brings you joy, and I think that is a very important thing to do.
Oh, thank you. Need any apprenticing?
Oh, why, yes, absolutely. In this case, I'm trying to introduce myself to a few people around the town, so if you wouldn't mind showing me the ropes and maybe pointing out good spots to head to, I'd be very grateful.
All right. And he's just going to casually lean up against a random bookcase that just happens to be there. And well, if you go to the pub, that's where Sarah Tonin, she's local barkeep and gossip. She seems to know things. If you go to the library, there's the head librarian, Jen Eric. She's pretty knowledgeable about town history and lore and whatnot. Apart from that, everyone else sort of just is either farmers or traders. Not really that interesting unless you want to know about sheep or cattle.
I will say, as far as interesting people around town go, I think I might recognize that bookcase you're leaning up against. Heartwood, is that you there?
Heartwood steps out from behind the bookcase. Oh, hi. Hey, Oakenheart. I didn't see you there.
Yes, I can see that. What with the random unrelated bookshelf in the way of you, another bookshelf. Do you travel in herds?
Well, I mean, I like this one. It provides some shade. It's often quite hard to get shade as a bookcase.
Oh no, of course. Well, your wood varnish is not what it once was, no doubt. Perhaps we can.
Unfortunately.
Oh well, I'm sure there'll be some more around town. We can give you
Oh, do you need a varnish? Is
a.
that something that an apprentice could do for you?
I'll.
I don't know you that well.
Oh, I'm Mac, and he'll sort of go and hold out a hand to shake.
The little mage hand comes forward and shakes hand.
You'll shake it diligently. It's part of being an apprentice is you get to know people apprenticing for them.
Do you know much about raising livestock?
Well, I was an apprentice farmer last week. I know that if you get the little livestock and you look after them, eventually, through magic, big livestock appear.
Oh, that's much simpler than this book.
Oh yeah. Books. I mean, no offense. It's not really much you can learn from books. You can't really learn from good old apprenticing.
We may need to agree to disagree on that, young Mac.
Oh, all right.
Books are very close to my heart, or the space where a heart would be. Really, it's just south of the hamster. The little hamster starts running on a wheel. You might notice the books are right there. Little mage hand points at some books. Well, I've got a lot of them.
He will rifle through his satchel and pull out a book that just says Apprenticing 101. And here you go. And he'll sort of try, like, hold it out for you.
Thanks, I suppose.
He
takes the book and pops it on the shelf.
Mac seems pleased. All right, you want to meet people and you want to have some livestock. I propose we go and visit a farmer.
Sounds like an excellent idea to me. I would love to meet the different people around different things, especially if you had experience seeing them just last week. You must be very well liked among all the farmers.
Something like that, yeah. I think they tolerate my presence well enough.
That's almost like friendship, right there. Very close.
Oh, it's as close to friendship as I've gotten in this town.
Oh. If you're showing us around, then that means you are a friend to me. Why don't we head to this farm?
And he'll just like indicate that direction and just very boisterously walk off.
Well, this is good. The mare was boring me anyway.
Yes, she has some quite passionate speeches. I'll admit the politics are a little lost in me, but I admire the passion.
I fear the politics are lost on her as well.
You'll at
Perhaps
this.
I should run for mayor next year.
She's talking about why thatch roofing is superior to tile roofing, and her new thatch plan will, revolutionize the town. At which case, one of the local tilers starts booing. But you see, there's like this thatch contingency that sort of give her a cheer. Political debate in this town is quite heated.
Architectural debate and serious stuff.
Well, I fear that she's in the back pocket of Big Thatch.
Let's head to this farm quickly.
Oh, yes.
Or this political riot gets out of hand. Yep, you see Mac heading in this direction. You can choose to follow.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Cool. Yeah, it's sort of about half an hour outside of town. Mac will just be conversing to you about the multiple things. And it's just like, blacksmiths, they can work with metals of any color. Sometimes grey, sometimes brown. It's not often that the metals are actually black. I'm not quite sure why they call them blacksmiths. But yeah, I made, and he'll sort of pull out this sort of very janky, sort of, lumpy looking bit of metal. It's like, it's a horseshoe.
I can see that.
It's for shooing away horses.
Oh.
Oh my. You're not throwing those at horses, are you?
No, if a horse comes up to me that I don't like, I hold it up and I say, shoot.
Oh, that's much more. No, that seems like an excellent idea. How many times have you had to shoo horses away?
Well, never, but I'm prepared in case I need to.
Oh, yes, I see that. You're a very prepared apprentice. No wonder you're the only apprentice in town.
Oh, only apprentice town's ever needed.
Oh, yes.
It's actually a surprisingly wise idea.
That's what I thought when I proposed it in the town meeting, and everyone seemed to go with it.
Oh, I mean the shoeing of horses. I don't know what use you'll actually be.
Well, that's what I was proposing. I thought there are too many horses in town that are just getting in everybody's business, and we need a way of shooing them away.
Excellent idea.
So.
I'll be honest, I haven't run into too many horses getting in my way, but then my legs are quite a lot longer than most people, so perhaps I step over them and don't notice.
Oh, my legs are only normal sized, and you sort of look at Heartwood, and you got nice legs too.
Why, thank you. I work out.
I can see that.
That's a joke.
Oh, I've never been apprenticed to a comedian before. It'd be an interesting experience, I'm sure.
Tell me when you find one.
All right. No. Like at this stage, you've arrived at the farm door, farmhouse door. Mac will just knock at it. Sort of this elderly-looking man, dwarfen man, will open the door. What do you want? Be like,
I would like to know how to raise livestock, or if it's even feasible.
oh, well, do you know, where are you trying to raise them to? Like, do you need a lift? Do you, I'm sure you could ask one of the local wizards or something like that. They could levitate if you want to raise it.
I haven't quite got to that chapter yet.
Oh, all right. Well, we usually just let ours on the ground. They don't need to get any higher than that.
Oh, I am on that chapter then.
All right.
Fair, I've wildly misunderstood what farmers typically do. Excuse me if I'm mistaken. I'm rather new to town and simply wanted to meet different people. My name is, well, you can call me Oakenheart.
Oh, people call me Farmer Dover.
Farmer Dover. A pleasure to meet you. Now, while we're here, and excuse me if I'm mistaken, Heartwood, but I think part of this is the idea of perhaps keeping animals, making sure that they're well kept and can grow up and have more animals. Um, if you don't mind me asking, uh, do you raise animals, or is this more of a, well, perhaps agriculture?
Oh, it's some sort of culture.
Culture's good. This seems very non-specific.
Yeah, well, it's either agri or uh, political or something. It's this town certainly is cultured. We've got a yogurt maker and everything.
Oh, all the better. Well, um, I'll turn to back. I'm meeting more and more interesting people every moment. This is fantastic.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
this town's full of interesting people.
Such wonderful names too. Truly, the generation before this current generation deserves a round of applause for their creativity.
Oh,
Quality
they're all
names
family names.
going far back, no doubt.
Oh, at least 100 odd years.
Over, do you have any animals for sale? I'm not looking to buy, but I'm just checking my options.
Yeah, we got a few chuckins. If she wants a chuckin, um, we have some shep. If you want a shep, um, we did have a cow, um, but I'm not quite sure what happened to it.
I
You-
probably won't buy that then.
You lost a. How did you lose a cow?
Well, we were playing hide and seek, and it was just a very good cow.
Well, maybe I do want that one.
Would you like to give me a perception roll each?
Let's see how this goes. That would be an 11.
And a 6.
Oh,
You don't see any cows. This cow is very good at hiding.
ooh.
How long ago did you start playing this game?
About a week ago,
Oh,
we managed to find all the sheep and the chickens, but the cows just I don't know. They have a knack for it. Probably shouldn't have installed that hedge mage in their paddock.
It's
was that very
probably
hard to put in though?
I was just a taupe prairie. We had to grow it out, and a
I'm
lot of
looking at some
clipping.
landscaping.
Oh, I mean, if you wanted a job, you sort of always. I don't want to be a farmer. I wanted to grow trees into interesting shapes. But people much rather pay for animal products and whatnot, and there wasn't really much of a market for shrubs.
how's a decent shrubber meant to make a living? This is tragic stuff.
Oh, any other business? Oh yeah. So if you want, do you want to buy some of the animals?
Well, I'm still just working through the logistics. I would think I would feel bad, or at least imagine that I should feel bad, if I purchased a number of animals and then they immediately died. Other than because my friend who's a barbarian killed them in some fit of rage.
Oh yeah, you want to keep them away from barbarians. That's the first lesson of farmer school. It's no barbarians, and he'll pull out this old notebook and sort of flick it to the first page, and you sort of see this, axe wielding person with a large cross through it.
Oh, that looks like my friend.
Oh, is your friend thousands of years old?
I haven't asked.
Oh, 'cause that might be him. That this is based off.
Have you met him? He turns to Oakenheart. And by turn, I mean like he has to shuffle.
Shuffle around
around.
slightly. No, actually, I fear I have not. They sound like quite the interesting chap.
You'd recognize him. He's the one that's surrounded by bodies.
Oh, yes, that sounds quite distinctive. I think I would remember that.
I'll have to have you round for tea one day. I can introduce you.
I'll make sure to wear some extra padded armor.
He hasn't killed anyone I'm fond of yet.
That's a good start. Perhaps if you are to be fond of these animals, that should help protect them.
I doubt it.
Oh my.
But he pays part of the rent, so I suppose joining a society, one must give up some of their own civil liberties, such as keeping your pets alive.
Seems like a pretty important liberty.
Well, I don't make the rules.
No, that would be the mayor.
Oh, yes. So I might make the rules soon.
Are you running?
Well, canter.
Oh, that's very good. All right, you're at this farmhouse. What's your next move?
Well, since we're here, we could attempt to find the cow.
Since that paddock was where we last saw them.
I've heard of creatures called zebras. They're black and white, helps, work like camouflage. No doubt it's the same thing for cows. Tricky creatures to try spot.
Oh, well, the cows were spotted up until they weren't.
Craft.
All right, well, paddocks that way.
I've learnt that if I'm to do something nice for someone, I should ask for an inflated reward first.
Oh, well.
Can you financially cripple yourself to enlist my services?
You want something inflated? And he would sort of pull a balloon out of his pocket and blow it up and tie it off and hand it to you.
Why did you have a balloon? I think
Well,
something's...
you never know when you'll need a balloon. That's what my old grandpappy used to say.
Can you tie it to the cage? I think the hamster would like that.
Yeah, he sort of pulls out a bit of twine, ties one end to the balloon and the other end to the cage. Just now balloon just flopping down.
There you go, little buddy.
I'm going to turn to MacGuffin at this point, just kind of bending back down.
Oh, you're still here.
Oh, yeah. Part of being apprentice is not being seen.
Silent like the night. Only I fear something's terribly wrong in this town. Word plays as far as the eye can see. I don't know whether it's good for my heart.
Oh, do you need to see the doctor?
What's the doctor's name?
I don't know
Benny.
that you want to learn.
Benny Factor.
There it is. Oh, my heart. This is going to be the death of me.
Oh, I do apologize. I did not name everybody in this town, otherwise I would. The rumor is that, when this town was founded, everybody had the same name, but nobody can seem to remember what it was. So everybody assumes that they're named after the founder of the town, even though that's statistically impossible.
I think it's more improbable.
Exactly. Perhaps they had a very long name, and their name is just one small portion. Goliaths are excellent at having a good-sized name, so perhaps humans once were slightly more competent at having good names as well.
Well, I think you need a lot of name to fit all the Goliath. A little name just wouldn't do you justice.
No, that's very kind and very true. Thank you.
Should we go find those cows?
Let's go find those cows.
Oh yes. By the way, Dover, how many cows were we looking for?
About a dozen.
It's a lot of cows to lose.
Oh, you're telling me? They haven't been milked in a week.
Let's go.
Your udders are probably full of cheese.
Oh, that's a horrifying thought. Please, never speak of this again.
All right.
Let's go find you some cows.
Head towards the paddock.
Yeah.
It's a
Yep.
large sort of hedge mage, just encompassing the entire paddock.
You reckon the cows are in there?
I would assume so. Perhaps if we had a better vantage point, I could construct something to get us a better look.
Here, let me help with that. Heartwood's going to reverse gravity on the hedge maze.
Okay. What's the radius on that?
Let's send that to the. That didn't send. Okay, note to self, that doesn't send to.
It's a display in VTT button in the top right.
There we go. So it is a 50-foot cylinder radius, so 100-foot across diameter.
Yeah.
Tell me if you see any cows.
You just see sort of a lot of loose foliage and 12 cows just 100 feet into the air.
There we go. And at this point, I am going to cast Wall of Stone, creating almost like a large bridge stretching up and along, creating a large line of stone panels with which to allow the cows to land on.
Yep. You do so. Cows are now floating in the air, and there's this ramp just there for them.
I'm glad we had such good use for our magic. At this point, I'm going to head towards that general area, noting the cow's position and ready to help lead them down if they land and may or may not be a little taken aback by their current situation.
All right. Roll me an animal handling. See how well you can aid these cows.
Oh, fingers crossed. That's a 9. How well do I handle these cows?
On a 9, you can help one cow, and it's very distressed and will take up all of your attention. The other 11 are just left to their own device.
As I calm this cow down, I am going to slowly pull out a drinking horn, just stroke the cow's back. There you go. There you go, cow. Good willing creature. Good willing creature. And I will gently try to prod it into my genie's vessel and try to place one cow into my drinking horn.
Yep. Cow just
making a horrible, strange, ironic bargain with the genie. Was not the best choice in my life, but it has its perks. I'll just stow the drinking horn at my side.
If it makes you feel any better, as far as bad decisions go, I've now realized that I've thrown 11 cows 100 feet into the air without any forethought as to how to get them down in a living space. Unless we tell them we only found one. However, I suspect, shuffles around and looks backwards and sees the farmer at the farmhouse.
Yep.
I suspect he may be onto us.
Yes, Sam, he's got sort of large bifocals on, sort of staring out at you. You see this sort of, what you'd presume to be his wife, holding a cup of tea, just sort of slowly sipping it and just taking in the scene.
I could make them forget that this happened, but I don't know where we'll bury the bodies.
Would cast darkness on them, and then they wouldn't be able to see what was happening. That would probably reduce their suspicion.
Should probably reduce some of the trauma if I drop these cows too. Not to the cows.
No, the cows won't be feeling much of anything anymore, I should rather assume.
It's like Schrodinger's owlbear. If they can't see the cows, they can't prove that us dropping them's what killed them.
I'm not too familiar with Schrodinger's works. Perhaps that is how that works. Well, I will admit, blasting them out of the sky and then making a run for it does have its appeals, but let's see if we can't safely recover the cows. When you turn off whatever you're doing with the gravity, does that cause whatever's there to harmlessly, slowly go towards the ground? Or is it a little
it
bit...
plummets.
Oh dear.
It falls down as quickly as it fell up. That's why we have a house made out of a person.
I'll have to ask you about that one later on. I'll admit, that's new to me.
We have a horseshoe field with actual horseshoes.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Some might say it's a good idea. Not necessarily me, but that's neither here nor there. I am able to use my magic to create almost anything I desire. I could create a large sheet resembling something of a parachute, and then jump into the anti-gravity field, float harmlessly towards the cows, and then harness horrible eldritch energy to propel both myself and the cow out of the gravity, and then the parachute will harmlessly carry us to the ground. Does that seem like a feasible idea?
I mean, it beats waiting 10 minutes for me to stop being able to keep them up there.
You know what? I'm going to try this. I am going to cast Creation to try create within a 5-foot square a large, fairly resilient, perhaps cotton parachute. And using the rope in my inventory, I'm going to fashion a large parachute that I'll be able to, with just a couple of large rope hooks, I'll be able to place underneath the cow.
Easily done.
And with that in hand, I'm going to climb up the stone ramp and jump into the anti-gravity field towards the nearest cow.
Yep. Give me an acrobatics to see how close to the cow you can get.
That's a 12.
Yeah, you can get within an arm length of the cow, and I will need an animal handling to see if you can successfully, or if the cow will let you slip the parachute on it.
Okay. That's an 18. That's
yeah.
Not bad.
This cow saw what you did to the last cow and is being, like, very compliant. You see all the cows, like, they're all just sort of floating around, like, with no gravity. But every time they'll sort of pass, they'll sort of give you this sort of side eye of, like, oh, I don't want to end up whatever happened to Bessie.
Silently, I'll just, shh. Good cow. Behave and you won't be shoved into the bottle. It's okay now. And I will hook the parachute around them, and I'm going to try casting Eldritch Blast just well away from any cows, just shooting it into the sky, seeing if I can use the force to propel myself backwards slowly out of the anti-gravity.
Yeah, rule of cool, that is a good use of a spell that does force damage to force you in the opposite direction, especially because you're floating in the air. You know, for every action, opposite and equal reaction. Force goes forward, you go back. I will need a dex save to see how well you land. And I will make one for the cow.
16.
Cool. Yeah. There we go. Oh, you land great. The cow land awkwardly and fall over with a loud thud.
I'll quickly help it upright, the whole time kind of guiltily looking back towards the farmhouse. Everything's fine. No broken limbs here. Healthy cows, healthy cows.
I could distract him by dropping the spell.
No, that would be quite distracting, but not in a good way.
All right.
Now, it does occur to me. There were 11 cows.
Yes.
There were 10 minutes. We have
Yes.
saved one of the cows. How long did it take us to save one cow?
Would have taken you about 30 seconds to save the cow.
There we go. Okay. Maybe this isn't going to end as horribly for the cows as I had imagined. Over the course of the next 9.5 minutes, I'm going to desperately try to save as many of the cows as I can.
Yeah, just give me 10 animal handling checks.
Oh, yeah.
Just
absolutely.
to see if the cows... Because I say you've managed to sort of, got all the movement down. You just need the cooperation of the cows.
Yeah. We have a 9. We have a 9. We have a 14.
Yep.
We have an 18. Natural 20. This cow loves me.
Oh, cool.
Moving on, yeah.
Sure, that's 2 cow.
Well, that's an 8. The second cow didn't like me quite so much. I think jealous of the previous one. 12? That's not so bad. 14. Look, I'm the master of cows, and with my 9th roll, we have that's a 7. 10th roll, natural 20.
Cool.
That was 10 rolls. Is that so? There were a dozen cows. One of them's in the bottle, the other saved. I think that's all of them.
Awesome.
Oh, I handled the animals to a mixed degree.
Yes. At the end of the time, all but 2 of the cows are still... Yeah, so you've rescued 10 cows. 2 of them were uncooperative that are still floating in the air. Also, some stuff happens. While you were saving one of the...
spell slots left.
Yes. While you were saving one of the cows, as you were reaching out to secure the cow, this pleasant memory from childhood suddenly comes upon you, and you just remember a nice little, something from your childhood, like a nice meal or a bedtime story. Just a happy memory.
Like growing up in the mountain with a small tribe of Goliaths, it would have just been hearing stories told by a grandfather of incredible dragons flying overhead and trolls and yetis, and just that those familyhood memories.
Very good.
Childhood memories, yes.
Nice. Does a moose have any weapons?
Does a staff count as a weapon?
Yes, it does. While you were rescuing another one of these cows, your staff just starts humming a jaunty little tune.
I look down at this staff I've been carrying, like, oh, that's quite peculiar. It hasn't done that before.
But it soon stops once you got the cow safely to the ground, but yeah. Just for the meantime, you just hear this jaunty little tune coming out of your staff.
Quite catchy.
But yeah, you've managed to save all but 2 of the cows. You have about a minute left.
Now, I'm a little tuckered out, if I'm being honest. I'm not quite as strong and resilient as I once was. I don't suppose, Heartwood, you have any ideas for how to save the remaining 2?
Well, potentially. How far away are the 2 cows from each other, roughly?
I'm going to
Less
roll.
than 60 feet?
Yes.
You just wait here a moment. Heartwood starts creaking and cracking as the sound of twisting wood, and cast Dimension Door. and
All right.
kind of like blinks out of existence and reappears in between the cows in space.
Yep.
Oh wait, I should probably send that to the older Chatterini.
It's a good habit to be in.
Yep. So then up in space, Heartwood is going to drop concentration on reverse gravity.
Yep.
And when everyone starts falling, Heartwood is going to cast Featherfall on the three of us.
Beautifully done.
Keep an eye on where we land.
Don't worry, the stone wall is directly underneath you. I've kept concentrating on it. You'll nice and gently land on the hard stone surface.
Oh, excellent.
Yep.
Screet.
Yep. Heartwood, you and these two cows land on this stone ramp.
Now that has it lasts for a duration of 10 minutes, and I cast that around 30 seconds later. So you've got about 30 seconds to skedaddle off of this here stone ramp before it disappears, and you fall 10 feet down into the hedge maze below. So I suggest running.
So that would be an athletics.
I mean, as long as we don't fall for more than a minute, we should be okay. We're still floating, or at least falling very slowly.
Yep. Cool. As you're floating down this, sort of channel down by the ramp, you just notice one of these cows has like a panicked look on its face and will look off in one direction before suddenly getting a very confused look on its face and then sort of giving the approximation of a shrug that a cow can do, and then continuing to just slide down.
We almost lost one there, I think. Farming is a lot more work than I thought.
You've saved a dozen cows.
All it took was entirely too many very high-level spells. And if I'm being honest, most of the problems the cows faced were ones that we created for them. But those are just details.
I feel like we solved every problem that came up.
Including
up 100 feet into the air.
It's like the good old saying. If you try solve a simple problem with a powerful spell slot, you will get a problem that can then be solved by frequent, even more powerful spell slots. It's the natural cycle of any good caster.
Yep. You see,
the other
Matt
saying
just has a notebook and he's scribbling all this stuff down. You'll see he's like also drawn diagrams of like the cows and the ramps and the parachutes and just, it's under a section called farming.
Yeah.
And I finally
raising livestock.
The old adage of a cow in the horn is worth 100 feet in the sky. It makes so much more sense now.
That's why they say that.
It's news to me as well. Truly, it's incredible to have such a incredibly specific saying that I never questioned.
It was in this book that I was reading.
That's a good book.
I think I'll need to put a roof on a barn if I was to have cows. Or maybe chickens, something that won't fly away.
Perhaps tie an anchor to them. That way they'll kind of just float up just a little bit of the way and then harmlessly drop back down onto the anchor. I think that will be much safer.
That does put them in greater risk of the Barbarian, though.
Not a fan of anchors.
No, I don't think slow animals are a fan of the Barbarian. I've seen fast bandits that weren't a fan of him either.
At this point, I think I am going to gently steer the cows back towards the farmhouse, occasionally happily lifting up my drinking horn as a reminder of what will happen if they do not go where I tell them to.
Yep. You just see they're all very intently focused on that drinking horn and will follow you wherever you lead.
back at the farmhouse, will happily wander up to the farmer, pointing triumphantly at all of the cows.
I knew how to count. I would think you did a good job there.
Just remember, next time you can't find them, reverse gravity.
All
That
right.
simple trick. Speaking of counting, and I'm just going to place my drinking horn on the ground and then just kind of dive into it. Inside which is a very comfy, quite, just lots of nice cushions and things. The inside of a genie's lamp, where the lamp actually a Viking's drinking horn. Probably a little less tidy than it
Oh,
was before I shoved a cow in there.
very much less tidy. This cow has been panicking.
Yep.
Inside a genie's lamp is not a natural environment for a cow.
No,
The place is
no.
wrecked.
I'm going to happily wander up to the cow. There we go. There we go. Let's get you out of here. And I am going to forcefully propel it from the lamp.
Yep. You just hear this very distressed.
I'll give the place a very quick little tidy up, make sure there's no messes that need to be dealt with, and then wander on back outside, reclaiming my drinking horn once I'm out of it.
Yep. You see
You
the
don't see that
farmer.
every day.
You'll see the farmer is gone up to the cow. It's come out of the horn, and was just like, "Oh, great genie! I wish for a fine harvest this year, if you would be so kind." Cow moos at him and says, "I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's a good sign."
It's
The
a
other cows.
cow.
Oh, that's what it wants you to think. But these genie, they're clever folk, and they disguise
can-
themselves as things that will approximate that you're aware of. So this genie here is disguised as myself as my Bessie, who's still missing in that maze, I'm assuming.
I'm not 100% certain about that last bit, but I can confirm that genies are very tricksy and not ones that you want to make deals with lightly. Careful with those
Oh,
wishes
all right.
there.
Okay, oh great genie, I will feed you as much hay as you require if you ensure that the harvest is all right. And he looks at you. Is that better?
As long as you don't use the words I wish, then you're probably fine. Though I will admit, in the case of Bessie, I think you're fine making wishes either way.
All right.
Well, we have you here, though.
Yes.
My staff started singing earlier. Is that a normal thing to happen in this town?
When Mac's around, it is. Yep.
Oh,
We were ploughing the south field, and then all of a sudden, all of the instruments started forming a four-piece choir. It was quite delightful, but it did not get the field ploughed.
oh, little MacGuffin. Is this true? Do things spontaneously start singing around you?
Oh, singing, dancing. I made a list of it. And he sort of pulls out a list, and it's just like people find stuff, people lose stuff. Their clothing goes all different colors. Stuff happens to weaponry, which I will not elaborate on. Every so often, somebody spontaneously becomes a comedian for about 6 seconds. And then there's this weird other thing, which I have yet been able to explain, and nobody wants to talk about it.
It's very ominous, a little bit you ended on there. Any
That's what
hints?
people kept on saying.
Okay, very well. I'm going to turn to Heartwood. I think there may be a little more to young MacGuffin here than meets the eye. Don't suppose there's anything you might know about this?
Well, I just met him, so don't really know anything about him. I mean, I have nothing that started singing. that I'm aware of.
Well, I'll turn back to Mac at this point. Perhaps, while we're going around town anyway, it might be worthwhile if you took us to other spots where similar things happen. That way, we might be able to ask after it and figure out what's causing this.
All right. As I said, I've been apprenticing all around town, so it's been happening everywhere.
Oh,
And he looks quite pleased with himself.
Where were you
everywhere, you'd say.
apprenticing last?
Oh, with this farm.
Oh, sorry, last where it happened.
Oh, the four-piece choir with the
Oh,
farming implements.
oh, that's right.
That was the last incident until the cows. I didn't know I could make things hover. That was new to me.
Oh, well done.
In-
If they were
indeed.
dropped, that certainly would have been your fault and not ours.
I was worried about that.
You're
It's a
lucky we
simple-
helped.
I'm very grateful, yes. You know what? For your fine help, I'm going to reward you with, you pull out a voucher, 1 year's of free apprenticing on the house.
1 year of servitude seems like a quite hefty payment for 10 minutes of work.
Oh, it's not payment, it's experience, I think they call it.
Someone's told you that, okay, that's a little alarming. When this is all done, we can have a lovely discussion about your worth and your place and how you should definitely not be working for people for free unless they're actually going to pay you at the end.
But how else will I complete my apprenticeship?
It
Well,
sounds
you
like
could
you're
try
not...
doing it on the ground and not on the roof. Or on the house, I should say. On the ground, there's probably more things that can be done.
All right. That has a certain wisdom to it, I suppose.
God, the puns are spreading on the house. No, terrible stuff. My heart definitely is going to explode by the end of this. Turning back to young Mac. Okay, so you had mentioned doing some apprenticing for the blacksmith who didn't necessarily exclusively work with black metals.
Yes.
Perhaps we should go talk to them to see what strange things might have happened and perhaps, again, nail down some kind of cause of it all.
Nail down. Like, what a blacksmith. You're even doing them now.
Right. Oh, no, you turned me into a comedian, too. This is... Oh, no.
Oh,
no,
it's spreading.
All right, I'll lead you to the blacksmith. His name is Joe. Joe King.
There it is. Okay. Definitely a curse upon this town. 100% horrifying.
Well, people
stuff.
keep on saying it's been ravaged. My history is correct about 4 or 5 times in the last 3,299 years.
Roughly.
I'm not 100% sure, but it just seems, this town seems to attract quite periodically weird stuff. Rumours had it you've already met a bit of the weird stuff already.
Everything I've seen seems perfectly normal, as far as I'm concerned anyway. I'll admit, my knowledge of things outside of Goliath culture is limited pretty much exclusively to this town. So, yeah, take that with a grain of salt.
To be fair, this is the first place I've lived.
Certainly seems lovely. Again, though, puns. Can't be dealing with them.
Well, look, I'll tell you what. If I get a word with the mayor, I'll see if we can't create some sort of legislation about the banning of puns.
Maybe I can use it as the basis of my campaign.
Potentially, yes. I think you should run on a platform that if anybody who uses a pun, they should be punished.
Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh, young Mac, you disappoint me.
What? Just making suggestions.
Shall we go to the Smith of Many Colours then?
I think we should, yes.
Give the cows a friendly wave as I depart. Hopefully they don't immediately run away.
No, they just all seem in shock and awe. You see they've sort of formed a protective circle around Bessie, keeping her away from you.
That's fair. That's
Heartwood
good
rotates
strategy.
and says to the cows, "If you run and hide again and don't come when he calls, I'll have to come and get you down. So think about that."
Roll me an animal handling.
I'm shocked it's not intimidation. Oh!
You just see 12 cows all nod in unison.
That's right. Spins around and canters away.
Cool. About another half an hour later, you find yourself back in town. Mac will lead you to the blacksmith, who is it's a loxodon that sort of holding sort of instruments in each hand and sort of nailing away, or hammering away at something with their trunk.
Excuse me,
Yes.
has any of your things that don't sing started singing recently?
Well, not since the apprentice left.
Oh, well, he's back.
Oh, god damn it.
Actually, sorry, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Oakenheart. I don't suppose you'd be able to talk to us a little about anything you might have seen. Only it's quite strange that whenever this young apprentice shows up, everything seems to turn a lot more jovial than people are comfortable with.
Oh, alright. I mean, what do you want to know about?
Well, to start with, under what circumstances did things start singing?
It was usually if something was going really, really wrong or really, really well. It's the extremes of the luck spectrum of it's when you're just having one of those days where you just can't find any of your tools, and the fire, just as much coal as you put on it, just will never seem to get hot enough. Things started singing. And then there are other days where the fire would just be crisping away nicely. Every hammer strike would land exactly where I wanted it to, and I would find myself having an existential crisis about my place in the universe.
Of interest, these types of events, would they happen to come across maybe one in every 20 days or so?
Or it'll just happen randomly.
Very well. Perhaps, I don't suppose you'd be able to start maybe doing a little work for us now while young Mac is here, seeing if
Oh,
anything happens to happen?
all right. Do you need something made?
My drinking horn here, some of the metalwork's getting a little old. If you would be able to, perhaps make something a bit shinier, a bit brighter, I'd definitely be appreciative. I can maybe offer them 5 gold pieces to create some wonderful new bronze trimming for a drinking horn.
Yeah. They will take the commission. They start working away at it.
I might just step back from the fire.
All right.
Quite wise.
Would you like me to roll me a d12, please?
Ooh. Sick. Right in the middle.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, cool. The as this locks it on, is pounding away at the copper and sort of heating it and thinning it and, getting it just so. You will notice that all of a sudden, the apron that they're wearing will suddenly change and become like fluorescent pink for about 6 seconds, and then back to the regular leather.
Quite the audacious color.
Oh, well, that's not happened before.
I might turn to MacGuffin. Did you sense anything, notice anything when this just happened?
Well, Joe seemed to have gotten into a rhythm. I noticed copper there's one of those metals that isn't black, and making them into ribbons. Because you wanted the ribbons on the drinking horn, so it was working the copper. And so I've written it down of copper work. And he sort of shows you notebook, and he's sort of written sort of pink apron question mark.
I think it comes with the job.
Seemed to be. I think it was something about the glow of the fire or something.
You noticed things like this happen most of your life, or has this only been while you've been apprenticing?
Oh, ever since I was born.
Where were you born?
I'm not quite rightly sure. It was either point in that patch of grass there, or in the farmhouse. My parents seem split on the idea.
Seems like something they would have noticed at the time, but either way, that does seem quite specific.
Well, it was something about. There were so many of me at the time that they weren't quite sure which one of me was the real me at the time, until there weren't so many of me, and then I was in that patch of grass there, and so they can't be quite too sure. Because my mum, she was in the bed, and then I was in the grass, and I still, people won't tell me where babies come from, but apparently there's not meant to be 12 of them when there's only one of me.
I can see where the confusion happened.
Okay, a little bit of background. When people ask about information, generally lead with the unique details, such as there being 12 of you born during your birth, rather than one of you, as might normally be.
Is that a unique detail? Because it's just part of who I am.
Quite unique, yes.
Oh, all right.
Heartwood, are you familiar? I haven't personally.
With birth?
I'll
not
admit
intimately, no.
But that being said, when you were built, surely there was just one of you built, not 12 of you.
Well, when I was built, I was a bookcase.
Exactly. And there was one bookcase, not 12 bookcases. 12 bookcases would be entirely too many. A house with 12 bookcases. Can you imagine the luxury?
Yes, it's called a library.
Couldn't live there. No, not me. No, couldn't do it.
The librarian's lovely, though.
Oh, that's very nice.
Oh, that she is. She's dreamy, that one.
Oh, Jen, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, generic, yes. I remember you mentioning. Now, out of interest, sorry, were there any other interesting notes when you were born potentially 1 to 12 times?
Well, there was a whole thing about the prophecy, but nobody wants to tell me what it was.
Prophecies are good things to talk about. So, MacGuffin, would you please tell me about this prophecy? Or perhaps anyone we might be able to talk to find out about this prophecy?
Oh, well, that's the issue there. Is nobody... All the people that know it have gone underground, and the people that don't know it, I don't want to know it. They seem to be something about if I'm aware of it, I would act in a certain behavior that would either cause it to happen or not cause it to happen, or something about a terrible disaster getting the land and whatnot. And so everyone just thinks it's safer if I just don't know.
Okay. So, my proposal is that we're going to stuff cotton balls into your ears to ensure that there's nothing you find out. We're going to maybe give you a blindfold or two, and then I'm going to put you into my drinking horn, and we're going to find out about this strange, mysterious prophecy apparently concerning you.
Oh,
Does
too
that
big
sound
to fit in
acceptable?
there.
There will be space. And trust me, there will be plenty of things to do in there. Speaking of
Oh,
apprenticeship, does cleaning a genie's vessel count as apprenticing?
am I apprenticing for a genie?
You're apprenticing for me, who is in turn contractually bound to an earth genie, which is kind of the same thing.
Oh, I have a voucher.
Oh, all right.
Let's have a voucher. Okay.
That
One
is
year of
correct. I did
apprenticing on the house.
very good. Is
And
there
that
a
also
house
happened
inside the
inside.
drinking vessel?
It happens, yes. Um, Now, my good friend, my young apprentice, my willing creature,
Oh,
would you
yes,
be so
yes.
kind as to hop inside of this here drinking vessel?
He'll get on one foot and start hopping.
Perfect. I'll be sure to miss all of these puns when you're inside of the vessel, and I'll kind of just vacuum them up using my drinking horn.
Yep, just.
Okay,
Can he get out of there?
no.
Can
But
he do
that's
much
okay.
damage inside of there?
Yes. Never mind that. There's details.
Well, I just think, have we just solved the problem?
To be honest, a starving child trapped inside of my drinking horn, I would consider that a problem. So we have replaced one problem with another.
Oh, like the cows.
Like the cows, yes. It sounds like it would be a good idea to find out about this prophecy and how it entails to young MacGuffin. And it would also be prudent, perhaps not to yet let young MacGuffin here find out about that prophecy until we know what exactly it entails.
Shall we talk to his parents then?
Yes, yes, well, we know where he was born now, and worst comes to worst, I can hop inside and see how he's doing. Why don't we head to that farmhouse where apparently he was born potentially 1 through 12 times?
Yes. Is that you sure that's not normal?
Quite certain, yes.
Oh right.
Cool. You head in the direction of the house that MacGuffin indicated.
I'll wave at the Loxodon Black and or Coppersmith as we leave and thank him very much and say I'll be by to pick up the order later. And heading to this new house, I'll politely knock on the door.
You do so. This middle-aged half-elf woman will greet you. Hello.
I'm Amuth Oakenheart Thun Lapalaga. You wouldn't happen to be a relative of young MacGuffin, would you?
Oh, what's he got himself into this time?
Oh no,
Oh,
no, no.
we've kidnapped him.
Oh,
He's
all
got
right.
himself
You're
into a
after a
drinking horn.
ransom then, as you?
Oh
I
no,
don't
no,
have
no, no.
much, but I can invite you in for dinner if you'd like.
Actually, dinner would be quite lovely. We're here to talk about the prophecy and just wanted to make sure that MacGuffin didn't hear about it directly, since it seemed to be quite important that he not discover too much and or too little.
All right. I mean, you sure he's not going to hear it?
He's inside of here. If I shove it into my bag, it'll be quite difficult to hear anything. I'll, at this point, shove it into piles of random clothing and other things to try block the
Yep.
sound.
Surprisingly, it's not the weirdest thing he's ever done. He's ended up in a drinking bottle.
Shall we have dinner first, though?
Dinner does
Seems
sound
rude
quite
not
nice.
to.
Absolutely.
Sure. Honey, we've got guests. You see this sort of human woman sort of poke her head round. Just like, all right, I'll put the kettle on. They're here for dinner. I'll put 2 kettles on.
You
Do you
seem
hear
to have
some?
an extravagance of kettles and births of children, child.
Well, one was enough.
But yet you have 2.
We have 2 kettles, yes. I mean, you never know when you need a sitting kettle.
Approximately now, when you have
Precisely.
2 guests.
Yes.
Of interest, sorry. This might seem like an odd question, but bear with me. Grapes are vegetable matter, technically, yes?
I'm not a biologist, but I would assume so.
And wine is just grapes in a kind of slightly older form, yes?
That's what they tell me.
Perfect. Do you have any buckets handy?
Sure.
I am going to cast Creation to create approximately 5 cubic feet of wine, falling into any bathtubs and or buckets they have handy. Quite nice wine, I hope.
Yeah, she
Be rude not to.
sort of has a mop bucket that she just sort of like throws out onto the lawn. Sort of has the empty bucket that she just sort of presents in front of you.
That's the flavor, I think. Perfect. Creating a
Yep.
fair amount of wine. I'll create that and happily offer them a glass as I pour myself one.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right. It's polite to bring things to when you visit people, other than, of course, their child who you have locked away inside of a horn, stuffed inside of your bag.
Details. Don't worry about the wine. Technically, it's calorie free on account of all of it vanishing within 24 hours. I think it's perfect for a good cheat day. Now, do help yourself.
No, thank you. She'll sort of fetch 2 tankards and sort of get one for herself and one for her wife.
I'll lean back to Heartwood. Careful, the wine may be ethereal, but the hangovers, those are permanent.
I believe I'm a teetotaler, is the term.
Hey, tea for you, dearie.
Yeah.
Trying to cut back. Go straight to my waist.
Oh, all right.
Sorry, no, I waste it straight away. That's what I meant to say. I don't actually have a waist.
Oh, I mean, you're not a waste. I think you're very delightful from what I've heard. Rumors around town.
Well,
Don't
they're
call
quite
yourself a
accurate.
waste. You can sort of tell she's been already downed 1 tankard of wine.
I'm going to, during this lovely meal prepared and some nice wine, I'm just going to have a nice relaxing time and have a bit of a short rest if I'm able to.
Yep, easy.
And perhaps, make some casual conversation, how's everything going? Hopefully not too many things have started randomly singing around the house. By the way, have you heard of a strange, mysterious, epic prophecy concerning your child? Just casual conversation.
Things like that. You learn that they're both seamstresses that will sort of make and repair clothing in the town. That, their day has been quite lovely. That, the odd behavior of just innate objects around the house has very much declined since Mac left to apprentice for people. And as for the prophecy, it's a bit of a doozy.
A doozy, you say?
Roll of persuasion.
I can absolutely do that. That is a 13. I'll admit, I rolled a 2. This is meant to be the only thing I'm good at.
Yep. Yeah. You'll
Do you
see.
mind if I scrape your mind whilst you talk about this?
Oh, is it gonna hurt?
Never tried.
Roll of persuasion.
12?
I'd rather you didn't.
Okay. Would seem impolite.
All right. Well, look, Mac is either going to create the destruction of the town, or he's going to somehow be instrumental in saving it. All we know is that he's somehow tied to the future of the town. Something about a seal and something about darkness, and something about eating. We're not quite sure if Mac has to eat something, or something's going to eat Mac, or Mac has to witness somebody eating something. You know, prophecies are very vague.
You're quite right. So, how were you told about this prophecy?
Oh, you know how it is. Local wizard shows up out of town, hears about a baby being born 12 times, thinks that's strange, consults a star chart, almost keels over, goes on a big rant about some such this town and all the problems it's caused, and then scribbles down a few lines of prophecy and retreats back to the mountains, as wizards do.
No, quite right.
I don't suppose you have a copy of the scribblings?
Oh, sure. She'll go through a drawer, pull it out, give it to you. It's almost word for word exactly what she said. Something vague about darkness. Not sure if Mac has to eat something or be eaten.
Oh, wizards. They do like living in the mountains. Yeah,
Yeah.
funny story. I lived in the mountains once with a wizard.
Oh, did
He
you
blew
now?
himself up.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
If you ever
You
want
see
to
her
live
like slowly sort of put a balloon away, as if it would be insensitive.
in... If you ever want to live in the mountains again, you're welcome to join myself and my tribe. You seem like a lovely bookshelf, and we'd love to have you.
Why, thank you. But now I've got commitments. I'm going to try and levitate my own farm. Not
Oh, I'm
right
sure
now.
you'll levitate the best farm this town has ever seen. I don't doubt that for a second. That last farm we saw, rubbish. Wasn't levitating at all until you showed up.
That is true. Heartwood sits there and nods sagely, which, as a bookshelf, of course, just means he sits there.
Yep.
Oh, it doesn't even do
Very,
that. Just
No,
sits
just
there.
yeah.
very sage sitter. Yeah.
Heartwood, was there anything else you want to ask about the prophecy? Only I'd quite like to feed my captive child, if that's okay.
What would you like to feed him?
I,
Is it
food,
a
I imagine.
seal?
Oh, that's a good
Is this what
point.
we need to do?
Hmm.
Heartwood's going to reponder this prophecy. See if he can
Yeah.
make any heads or tails out of it, like any key
Um,
words that he might not have been understood by.
yeah, give me an arcana.
This is what he's meant to be good at. Not quite.
Yeah. Like it sounds like a prophecy. Prophecies are meant to be vague, and it is vague, and that seems prophetic. You'd also know that prophecies aren't set in stone, is that there is a bit of like leeway and wriggle room around them. In that perhaps the vagueness and the undecidedness of it all depends on how Mac reacts to whatever it is that the prophecy is triggered by, or the circumstances therein. It, it would seem like, as long as things aren't darkness and consumption, you should be fine.
Just wondering, are you particularly fond of your son?
Yes, he is the only one we have. He gets into mischief sometimes, but he's family.
Didn't you have 12 to start with, he was saying, when he recalled his birth?
Yeah, but he's the only one that was not an illusion.
An illusion?
I hope
Yes,
illusions.
it's a thing that's not real.
They disappeared.
Did you? So presumably you only experienced giving birth to the one child, then, not all 12.
Yes. I mean, it felt like 12,
Oh,
but only
oh,
one.
that's-
But then again, I'm not. It was a sample size of one, so
How
No,
can you be
that's
sure
fair.
that you didn't give birth to a different one, and this one's an illusion?
I've smacked him outside the head enough times to know that he's real.
But is he the real illusion that you didn't give birth to?
I'm not sure how you would even go about testing for that.
No, neither.
Hello, Elena.
Hello.
Yes.
We talk
hello
about the
there.
miracles of childbirth.
Okay.
I
I'll
think at
just
this
actually
point.
grab my real glass of wine.
Oh, very good idea. Don't worry, we have used entirely too much magic to create entirely too much wine. So we have 5 cubic feet of wine that we're working through between the 4 people here. But it's okay because we might be about to bring a child along as well, so maybe they can help. I don't necessarily know what the drinking age is, Fantasyland. I would hope that it's, lower, but we shall find out. Now,
Also,
I
is there
think.
any bylaws about making seals drink wine? Because we should probably
Ooh.
know of this before we cast more spells.
You'd have to ask the mayor.
Or become the mayor.
Or become the mayor, yes.
Yeah, I might quickly check. Out of interest, as far as safe drinking laws go, presumably you don't allow MacGuffin to drink, right?
No, but more, he's weird enough when he's sober.
That is a fair point.
Hmm.
Now, why was it you decided not to tell this child of the prophecy?
Knowing Mac, he would want to get it over and done with, and would prefer not to have the town plunge into darkness and potentially be destroyed.
Fair,
But isn't it
though.
also the potential to be saved?
50
Do you have something against this town that you're trying not to save it?
She would sort of indicate out the window. Does the town look like it needs saving?
There's
Into
a.
this stage, you will see a skeleton just run past the window.
Oh my. Potentially a little bit. There are normally skeletons running past the windows.
No,
Okay. I think we might need to sort with that. At this point, I'm going to upend my drinking horn, just kind of batter it a couple of times until a child falls out of it.
Yep. Just with this. You get.
Hello, little neck. Sorry about that. We've popped back to your home. All of the convenient lore information has been dealt with, so I think you can uncotton your ears at this point. I'll kind of.
What was that? I can't hear you. I'm going to uncotton my ears. And he
Good call.
Yes.
So, a skeleton has just run past, and this seems ominous and fortuitous. Would you like to put potential small ludus ending consequences to the test to see whether or not you may or may not be its savior?
I'll be willing to give it a go.
That's the best chance. You'll make a
Yes.
great permanent apprentice once you find someone who will tolerate you.
Yes. Elena, it is a beautiful day in Ludus and Luthor. The lads have just been out to a farm rescuing some cows. They heard about a potential prophecy. that may or may not, lead to the town's utter destruction. And they met the local town apprentice, one Mac Guffin.
Okay.
What has Lady Vex been doing this
What
entire
are Lady
time?
Vix doing? Well, with the skeleton, I'd just probably say that she is riding Moon Dancer, chasing after the skeleton, trying to get it out of town.
Yep. You'll notice something weird as you're chasing skeletons. That for every skeleton you seem to chase out of town, another one seems to appear back in town. And you could swear it's the same skeleton, but you look and there's just a skeleton like out of town, like waving at you, like almost tauntingly, as like you hear like bones clattering as another skeleton just like runs behind you.
Here we go again. She just turns the turns the Drake around and goes after that one in town. It's just such a comical background. Like if they look out the window, they'll see like Vex just on the Drake, just trying to get rid of this skeleton.
Yeah. As you sort of sitting down, having your wine, you just see this Drake just fly past the window, pursuing a skeleton.
Oh, I know her from work.
Does she live in the giant robot with you?
Well, I haven't asked yet, but she might do. I'll have to ask the other people that own it, though. I can't make these decisions on my own. Well, I can, but it hardly seems fair.
You sound like an excellent flatmate.
Very, very equitable. Been looking for a new flat.
Well, there's a large area of forest that used to be forested, but now is actually quite empty and devoid of all features, which may or may not have been because of me, but let's not get into that. Very flat, potentially arable land. If you want to start a farm, I could potentially hire you.
I know a lot about farming, and pull out the notebook with the diagrams of the cows levitating in the air.
That does speak to my experience of farming.
Shall we pursue these mysterious skeletons and or friends?
Oh, yes. Thank you for the lovely meal. I didn't eat any of it because I don't eat.
Oh, you're welcome.
Very lovely. Please enjoy the remaining 4 cubic feet of wine. Be sure to consume them within 23 hours.
That won't be a problem, dearie.
Oh, glad to hear it.
I'll let the apothecary know you'll be popping by.
Oh, thanks. We're good friends.
This will be a good
Come
chance
back.
to run outside.
Yep. Yep. So you run outside. You see the skeleton, like almost mockingly, like waving at you.
I'll wave back aggressively.
Oh, yep. It gives you a thumbs up. Aggressively. It's a very aggressive thumbs up.
That one seems friendly.
I respect its hustle.
Hmm.
Turning to Mac, I don't suppose this is anything you're vaguely familiar with?
No skeletons, didn't you? I don't remember having skeletons in the town before.
I think they're inside most of us.
Oh, no, that's, okay. Well, as long as they stay there, then that should be all right. Now, I don't suppose, I think, Heartwood, you're familiar with this, but, young McGuffin, you as well, just sign your name along my drinking horn here. So I push that forwards, and if they willingly sign their names, then that will mean that they benefit from the gift of the protectors.
Yeah, I mean,
That was the
Mac is
entire
your
thing.
apprentice. You have told him to sign something. He will sign.
Perfect. So the gift of the protectors means that when someone would drop to 0 hit points, instead they will only drop to 1 hit point, potentially saving them. So I'm only able to do it once a day. So the next time either myself, Heartwood, or McGuffin die, we might not.
Beautiful.
Can we see any source of this strangeness? Any strange, mysterious runes, glowing magic circles, a giant hole with skeletons pouring out of them?
Give me a perception.
And while you're doing this, Heartwood's going to flag down Vex.
11.
Cool. You see a skeleton giving you a very aggressive thumbs up, and that's about the strangest thing that you can see. The rest of the town looks relatively normal.
Do the other people seem alarmed? Are they acting at all like this is strange?
They've all shuttered themselves inside.
Okay, that's fair. I'll follow Heartwood as Heartwood canters along, since that's apparently his form of running.
Just waving his mage hand at Vex, try and get their attention. Also, by the way, I appreciate that you're new here, but can I just suggest no one else seems to mind the skeletons, so let's not make this weird.
I think with Vex's passive perception, like after the third time chasing after skeleton out of town,
Yep.
she'd see Heartwood wave her down.
Yep.
So she'll direct Moon Dancer down. She'll just slide off the dragon and just start trying to catch her breath. Oh my gosh. I know I'm riding my Drake, but I'm so tired. What's up?
We've just been getting the locals drunk after kidnapping their children, but you know where the skeletons come from?
No. They're mocking me constantly and constantly. It's just like I don't know, some type of cartoon scene. You know, I chase one, they chase me. I chase one, 4 more chases after me.
You hear a xylophone play as a skeleton is just going to bounce some bones on its ribs. Just get the.
Do you do
I don't know
children's
how to react to
parties?
that.
It gives you an aggressive thumbs up.
Oh. Would you
She'll,
like a job?
Gives you an aggressive thumbs down.
Oh.
Would you like to go away?
It gives you an aggressive middling thumb.
Are you here about a seal, a prophecy, and/or any kind of mysterious food that may or may not be consumed?
Gives you a big thumbs up.
Ah, there we go.
Like
I'll
a
kind
friendly thumbs up.
Yeah, elbow, Mac. I think we've found some wonderful things relating to your particular expertise.
Oh, all right. Does this Gullington need an apprentice?
No, I don't think so. I'll turn back towards the skeleton.
There are now two
you
of them.
don't. Oh, 2 of you now. Excellent. Twice the thumbs up as before. I don't suppose you have any seals on you.
They pat themselves down and thumbs down.
That's a shame. Are you here to find a seal?
Thumbs down.
No, quite right. Are you here to forcefully feed this young child?
They give you a double thumbs down.
Well, that's good. Forceful feeding of children is not generally smiled upon, so no, quite right. I suppose then the only thing to ask. Do you mean this town, darkness and despair and all things terrible?
Oh, they give you a big thumbs up.
Darn, I was really hoping you'd give a thumbs down for that one.
Hmm.
Okay then. I don't suppose you'd be willing to let us know how to stop you.
Thumbs down.
These skeletons are very rude.
I
Okay,
know,
then.
right? I've been chasing them for I don't know, the last hour and a half.
Oh, they've been making fun of you this whole time?
Yes!
That's mean. That is quite
I
mean.
know! It hurts me deep down.
Skeletons? Apologize. apologize to this young moonbeam rider. Moon rider? Moon? Sorry, I know there was a moon involved somewhere. Please apologize.
They give you a very sorry-looking thumbs up.
It's appreciated.
It's close to their chest and their heads are down.
That's appreciated, Skeletons. I'm glad that you are at least thoughtful in your wanton destruction of all things dark. Now, while here, this darkness, is it approaching now?
Thumbs down.
Is it here? Is it already here?
They will both directly look at the sun and sort of give you a thumbs down.
Is it the passage of time? I think we're aware of nighttime.
They give you a middling thumb.
Do we have until evening?
Thumbs down.
If we give you a bit of paper and a quill, would you be able to write?
They give you a big thumbs up.
Oh, excellent. Why don't you come over here then so we don't have to yell, says the bookcase, which is talking telepathically and making no sound.
Yep. 3 skeletons will walk up to you.
Hello.
I
My name's
accidentally panically
Heartwood.
turn invisible, but then drop it up when I realize there's nothing of concern.
Yep. They'll wave at you in a friendly manner.
Thank you. Sorry, I do that sometimes.
I'm sure I have some paper here somewhere.
Yep. You see
Jokes.
one skeleton sort
People's
of
a-
hide behind another skeleton, then pop out again.
A lot of
They think
skeletons.
this is some sort of greeting ritual to do with you. They want to be respectful.
Heartwood fossicks around in his drawer for a quill and some ink, and just pulls one of his notebooks off the shelf.
Yep.
Hands along. Did
Cool.
you have names? You have faces, so at least we can all be pleasant company.
Yeah. You see the skeletons look almost exactly the same. They will write no names, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are you earlier playing the xylophones? I don't suppose you speak xylophone.
He'll give you a jaunty little tune on his ribs.
Only I have a spell that lets me translate. I don't suppose you would be able to play meaningful language using the xylophone.
It sort of gives you the xylophone equivalent for wah wah.
Well, that's a shame. I would have quite enjoyed hearing what the xylophone native tongue sounded like. No, quite right, though. We'll go with the quill plan.
Is there
Sort of-
something we can do to help you bring darkness and despair?
This is you can hand over the kit.
I'm sure we could be more helpful than that. If you just tell us all your plans.
Roll a persuasion.
Please?
Roll a persuasion at advantage.
With advantage then? Let's keep going with the 15.
Yeah, yep, cool. They're right. We want to hand the kid over to our boss so our boss can hand over the kid to his boss, and then his boss can hand over the kid to his boss, who will then something kill gods.
That seems all very nice.
Something seems like an important bit to skim over.
It's like a prophecy.
I
Necessarily
suppose.
vague.
Sometimes evil plans need to be a little bit vague in order to
They
be...
wrote, we're not exactly in the loop.
That's fair. No, you seem like excellent skeletons. Quite right. So...
if you just want to hang out here, we can bring the boy to your boss. I'm sure once you get past the screaming and the yelling, you can enjoy some of the wine that's in every single vessel inside this building.
There's really a lot.
Please don't kill the inhabitants.
They're very polite.
The door is locked, and you just hear we have a very strict no skeleton policy in the house.
That just seems discriminatory.
Well, it's an old family tradition.
Okay. If we position some buckets underneath you, you can drink the wine. You can pass the wine along to friends after it falls into the bucket directly beneath your bones. I think you can get a lot of use out of this wine. If I make you this wine, would you be able to perhaps let us deliver the child of prophecy?
That is right. We don't drink.
Darn it, foiled again. Very well then.
Me too.
They would give you a thumbs up.
I'll happily take some wine.
Oh, perfect. I think I still have some. I'll just get the large drinking horn and just kind of rinse it out. We needed every possible vessel we could. There'll be some in here. Maybe pour a little bit of wine
Thank
over
you
towards
so
you.
much.
Good stuff.
Magic.
Absolutely. The creation spell, to be specific. Now,
Where is your boss? We can carry him.
yeah,
They will sort of indicate to a large warehouse.
I'd always been here.
You don't recall.
Can you
Yeah,
all
well-
just take 10 steps backwards? I want to see if that's okay.
Yep, they take 10 steps backwards.
Now just hold. Can you stand a little closer together, please?
Bunched together.
Heartwood looks to the sky to see if there's any passing animals. For instance, like a sparrow or something.
Roll me a nature. Yeah, there's a passing sparrow.
Excellent. When a sparrow flies over the top of them, he's going to polymorph it into a giant shark.
Yep. Yep. The shark just drops out of the sky, just bones everywhere.
Right, shall we go to this warehouse then?
We might want to deal with the
Let's do
shark
it.
first.
No,
it'll
the
be fine.
shark it's got some bones to keep it busy.
Yep, the shark is just hung. You see it sort of like flapping its fins sort of quite frantically.
It should be alright for another couple of minutes before it asphyxiates and dies.
I
Oh,
don't
that
want
poor
that.
sparrow.
Oh, it'll be fine.
You just see
If
like
you say so.
some local cats like hiss. The shark just like flaps away.
See? It's making friends already. Shall we? You seem very nonplussed about a potentially lethal prophecy.
I've been chasing skeletons all day.
Fair call.
Quite fair.
I caught them. Just need to hit them with a shark.
Well, you
I hate
guys
the
head
shark.
to the warehouse. I will be back in just a minute.
Yep. You make your way to the warehouse.
In the background, the shark turns back into a bird and flies
Yep.
away. I told you it'd be okay.
Yep. A cat just jumps up, catches the bird, and starts eating.
To be fair, I didn't kill it. Let
No,
that
but
go
you've
on the
caused
records.
nature to happen.
I don't cause nature. Nature causes me. No, it doesn't do that either. I'm not a druid. I'm a real magician.
Oh, burn druids.
Well, I'm glad I'm not a druid.
So am I.
Cool.
She just looks at this cat and is like, yeah, no, I'm not wasting a spell on it.
I was actually
Cat just
considering
walks
the
away
same.
Ah, stuff it. Gonna look at the cat and cast Dominate Beast.
Oh my god! This whole session's just been about frivolous spell use.
When did we do a frivolous spell?
No, I correct
needed that
myself.
wine.
All of your spells have been used exactly as intended.
We saved some cows. We've defeated some skeletons.
We've dominated the cat.
Yep.
Dominating a cat.
Yep. Ah.
There was
No,
there was a murder while you were away, unfortunately, but we have caught the culprit, and Vex is just dealing with them.
That's a lot to happen in 2 minutes. Okay.
So the cat needs to make a wisdom 19 save.
Oh, please tell me
Oh.
the shark's okay.
The cat will fail.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna ask the cat to start rubbing up against Heartwood.
The cat will do so.
Oh no, I have a cat.
Was it needs its familiar?
I've got a hamster.
I don't see a hamster.
It's literally this thing running in a wheel on my chest.
It's got the balloon in front of it. That's
Oh,
why
sorry,
it's
that's
not
why.
here.
Heartwood moves the balloon that's blocking the hamster inside the hamster cat. I'm so sorry, that came across as terribly condescending. I hadn't appreciated that I was obscuring it with a balloon.
Well, I'm gonna have that cat play with the balloon now. The cat jumps
Cat will-
onto the.
Swipe at the balloon. Balloon will pop. Hamster will jump up. Cat will also jump.
Would you like to join us, cat?
Meow.
Good enough for me.
So just to let you know, this is a duration up to a minute.
Cool.
Well, after that minute, the cat can choose to join us.
Yes, you are. This minute will be the most pivotal minute in this entire cat's life. You're outside the warehouse. There are doors.
Does anything seem to be suspicious? Are there dark clouds brewing above it? Are there mysterious sounds from within? Screams, potentially?
It just looks like a normal warehouse, but you can roll me a perception, see if you can notice anything else.
Okay, I will. Oh, will I be distracted?
Yes! That is a natural 20 for a 27.
Cool.
Mm-mm.
I got a 26.
Oh,
Nice.
hustle.
All right.
It's a miracle I got higher than you.
But yeah, I just needed a 16 on the dice. Would have been fine.
You yeah, you investigate this warehouse. It seems like a normal, regular, everyday, run-of-the-mill warehouse. The clouds are perfectly fine and cloud-like. However, Amuth, your clothing will take on the color and texture of the wood paneling of the warehouse.
Oh, it hasn't done that before. I don't have any sandpaper handy on me, so that's probably not the most comfortable cloak to be wearing. I'll just kind of bear with the second, turn to the others. Do I look a little more wooden to either of you?
Would that be a problem?
No, some of my best friends are wooden. I desperately kind of maneuver around the wooden cloaks.
You get used
I
to it.
notice my cloak appears to have turned into the same texture as this fine warehouse next
And
to
then,
us.
as you say this, your cloak just back into your regular cloak.
That
Looks
was a
fine to me.
peculiar 6 seconds. Shall we head into this warehouse and see what's going on?
It's,
Hello.
You go inside the
Anyone
warehouse?
there?
I was gonna
And
see if I
then
could like stealthily look inside a window.
All right.
I
Yeah,
mean-
roll me a stealth.
Heartwood yells this out, but at the same time, he's only telepathically communicating with the two of you. So,
Nice.
sorry.
Oh.
There's also Mac and the cat.
Cool. Oh, that's very fortuitous. Yeah, you managed to peek inside. You will see sort of this large wooden room. You see sort of beds along one wall. You see what looks like a sort of full sort of furnace workshop in a corner, like in the sort of back middle. Seems to be like this full kitchen set up with like shelves and tables. At the tables, you will see this sort of very grand looking 3-headed skeleton with a couple of other skeletons sitting beside it. You see sort of these sort of statues sort of in the middle of the room. And you'll look on the windowsill and you'll find 2 copper.
I'll take the copper.
Yep.
Because why not? She'll relay this to the others as they're waiting outside. Like, skeleton, 3 heads. As she's tucking the 2 copper into her pocket. Nothing. Oh, there's a forge. There's a nice kitchen.
It just occurs to me as I run through some different things that prophecy had some vague things about things being eaten and or not eaten. I don't
Seals.
suppose potentially the skeleton wants to eat our young friend MacGuffin here.
I certainly hope not.
I hope not as well. You're a fine apprentice. It would be a waste of talents.
Can we
Thank you for
pop them
saying
back in the
so.
horn?
That might not be a bad idea. Turning to Mac. Hello, my young friend and or willing creature. Would you like to
Hello.
hop back inside of Jeannie's drinking horn?
Sure. I think I left a magazine in there. And he'll get up on the other leg and start hopping.
Yep. Very good. I'll vacuum him up into my drinking horn.
Yep, just
What's
I've
this
never seen
prophecy
anyone being eaten inside there.
So what's this prophecy you're referring to? Remember, chasing skeletons all day.
No, quite fair. The young MacGuffin that we have encountered, apprentice to most of the people in the town, has a rather peculiar habit of everywhere he is, whenever something is going very well or very poorly, the environment seems to react to him. Weapons start singing, aprons turn pink, all kinds of odd incidents end up happening. And apparently, upon the moment of his birth, 12 different versions of him were born, all in various different spots, some apparently illusory, though the birth was apparently all too real. And from this, well, a wizard showed up and declared some kind of prophecy about young MacGuffin.
Wasn't you, Heartwood, was it?
Oh no, not me.
Oh, you're the only wizard I know, so.
You can tell by the hat.
It's a good hat. I do love the hat. The hat, the purple cloak, it's good stuff.
May I just do one thing to the hat?
So,
She pulls out an owlbear feather.
I mean, it's just sitting there.
Okay, she spikes the owlbear feather into the hat. There we go.
Oh, very good. I think that's quite dashing. That is. It's a good feather.
Well, thank you.
The prophecy itself said something darkness, something Mac would either save everyone or destroy everyone, something he either needs to eat something or something to do with eating, something seal. So,
Are we talking about seal like sealing wax, or the seal the animal? Or
I'll be
sealing something
honest,
away?
I had not considered there might be a seal on the loose here. I won't rule it out.
Hey, Cat, are you up for a task?
no.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
We'll
Call that Plan B, shall we?
Yes, the Terminator cat shall be unleashed upon seals everywhere. This is rock solid Plan B.
What have I done?
So, let us stride into this warehouse. See what they have to say and or thumbs up at us.
All right.
Shall we? I'd like to see. Is there like rafters in the ceiling?
No, it's sort of a big, open, empty space.
Ah, okay. No, I was just like, she looks at that big opening. She's like, "Damn, I wanted to get the drop on them."
You make your way inside the warehouse.
Map.
Map.
Map lock. Sorry.
Oh no,
Simpsons.
that's desktop. Ooh,
A lot of skeletons.
Yep. They all look at you and give you a very cautious-looking thumbs up.
I'll give them a thumbs up back.
Heartwood thumbs up aggressively, as is
Oh.
the way that he's been greeted so far.
Yeah. You see them all aggressively, like with two hands. Some of them holding like kitchen utensils, sort of thumbs upping you very aggressively.
I'd like to see if I could read any aggressive nature from them, like as we entered.
Roll an insight.
Only a 14.
You don't spend a lot of time in skeleton culture, and you're not sure whether this is like usual or not. It's hard to read a skull for
Okay,
emotions.
Okay. Reading that, she just goes into a bag. Is like, do you guys need some truffles?
You get one of them like very friendly thumbs up, and will sort of give like a little skeleton jog up to you.
Cool. She'll just roll it towards them.
You see him sort of bend down, pick up the truffles, and sort of jog back to the kitchen.
I'm out of ideas, she says to the others.
Did anyone order a seal?
They all look very. They all shrug. They all look at each other, sort of point.
What about a small child of mysterious prophesied origin?
Oh, they all give you like massive big thumbs up for that.
There's the one.
You're off the hook, kitty.
You don't mean to hurt this child or in any way.
Oh, they give you big thumbs up.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I'm terribly sorry, but I've come to quite like this child. I don't suppose you'd find it rude if we battled you to the death.
That they'll all sort of shrug and pull out weapons.
Yes, quite right. I'm sorry, but I really must insist that you not harm this child.
Yeah. You see like the big three-headed one just stand up and be like, "That is a fair decision, yes."
Perfect. I think at this point I'll be busy casting Crown of Stars to start blasting them.
All right. I think we should roll initiative.
That
Okay.
seems like an excellent idea.
Oh, and then we can do this in the thing.
You can.
The macro now, right?
By the power of macro.
Yep. Part of the reason why we are having a map
Okay.
is to get used to all this.
Macro.
Oh wait, there we go. That's why I was wondering why I couldn't click my character. There we go.
Oh, 25. Wow.
That's 2 crits in a row, almost in a row.
Hey, you're just showing off.
Thankfully, there's not many of them. It's just a skeleton crew.
Yeah. Oh, but boom.
Oh, you haven't heard the half of it. My goodness, the puns. Oh, dreadful.
This whole town.
Okay.
All right. Lady Vix.
Cool. Right here. Conjure volley.
All right.
150 feet to there, and it'll hit all of them because it's a 40-foot thing.
Yep.
Cool. So dex saves of 19.
Yep. They will. Yep. They will all fail.
Oh, so they all take 28 piercing damage.
Cool. Yeah, you just kill all of the Skellingtons. Just gonna move this guy off the map because he is the initiative tracker. Just in case I need them again.
Okay.
Big guy seems angry at you.
I'll go behind. I'll tell Moonbeam to move out. Moondance to move out the way. I will go here, and I'll bonus action hide.
Cool. Give me a stealth.
Oh, that was close.
Ooh, nice.
Cool.
It bounced between 7 and 1 for a few seconds.
Oh. Okay.
That would be me. Would be Moondance's turn. Let's just see what they can do. 40. Let's just see. We'll just slowly advance 40, and it will hold its action.
All right.
It's holding a bite attack.
Nice. The Skellingtons are all currently dead. A Muth.
Moving my staff in an arc over my head, I am going to cast Crown of Stars. To summon 7 points of light conjured over my head. Oh, hold on. And we'll cast that to the VTT. And striding forward so that I am within 120 feet of this strange individual just over here. I am going to use a bonus action to send one flying straight at them.
Sure.
Does a 20 hit?
20 does.
Perfect. Okay. Nice. That will hit for... Oh, if that sends through. 42 points of radiant damage, plus another 6 points of bludgeoning damage, as I use the Crusher feat as this bludgeoning damage strikes them, as this mote finds its aim true, to actually shove them, pinging their head and just shoving them 5 feet back towards us, just a little bit closer.
Yep.
And that will be my turn.
Brilliant. Oh, this guy seems very mad. Cool. Yep. He's just going to... Oh. Does a 25 hit a Muth?
It most certainly does.
Hang on, I might have
Cool.
something. With my
Oh, yep,
new
cool.
feat, I just want to see. Nope, I'm not close by, so it doesn't.
Nice. He will hold up his staff and fire a beam at a Muth. You will take 21 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh, I'm going to use my reaction, focusing on my Stone's Endurance, my Goliath heritage, and that is going to reduce the damage I take by 1d12 plus 4.
Cool.
Oh, yes! That reduces the amount of damage by 16 points. So I believe that was 22 reduced to 6 points of damage.
Nice. You'll see him aim to fire at Lady Vex. However, as he fires, you see a bread roll appear in his mouth. You're not quite sure why. So he will aim at a Muth again, and a 28, I'm assuming, hits.
Oh yes, it most certainly does.
Cool. For 24 necrotic damage.
Ooh. Yeah, but I'll probably just, quite shocked by that. I'll stutter backwards a little bit, just blown away by this beam of energy.
Yep. But that'll be... and he will back up. And just, go behind the table. Heartwood.
Heartwood is going to disappear as he casts
Cool.
greater invisibility.
Nice.
And then he's going to move. One. Oh, that's the wrong thing. 30 foot. And yeah, that's a turn.
Alright.
Invisible.
Lady Vex.
Cool, cool.
Oh, actually, this guy's going to take a legendary action.
Oh, okay.
He sees you turning invisible, and you will just see skeletons come back. Because he can do that.
I just say behind the pillar. Oh, great, he can raise the dead.
Well, that's unfortunate.
But no, Lady Vex, your turn.
Sorry. Cool. Yeah, I don't know how I got that arrow up. So 25. I just move quietly, like thinking I'm still stealthy.
Yep.
Seeing that they are really close to each other. I am going to. She pulls out an arrow. Whispers at it. Whispers with it. And try and just like an arcing volley go for the middle one, and she's whispering it, she's gonna cast Hail of Thorns on the arrow.
Nice.
Oh, no. Sorry, no, not Hail of Thorns. Lightning arrow.
Ooh.
Well, in that case, if it's lightning arrow. Oh, I just knocked over my camera. Sorry.
It's alright, these things happen.
Yeah, no. Then she'll actually hit the boss because it will affect everyone within 10 feet of it.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so lightning arrow. So she's got to roll for an attack.
Can you?
I still considered hidden?
You would be right up until the point where you make the attack.
Okay, cool. So would I have advantage on this attack?
Sure.
Okay, 29.
Oh, nice.
Yep, that'll hit.
Oh, so that is 1d8 piercing damage. So that's 14 damage to this guy here.
Yep.
And now lightning arrow goes off. I was casting it at a 3rd level, so that's the only way I can cast it. So
Yep.
now that will take 15 lightning damage, and everyone within 10 feet needs to make a dex save.
Yep. They will all fail.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
And then they will take 8 damage from lightning.
Cool. Yep.
Because lightning arrow was a bonus action cast, I can't hide again. I'll just have Moon Dancer move up
Yeah.
behind this pillar.
Yeah, you just see this guy just get electrocuted to death.
Okay.
All the skeletons will also just. And you just hear this rumbling, almost like laughter.
Is that a good thumbs up or a bad thumbs up?
Oh, that is something claws its way out of the ground. Thumbs up.
Oh,
Dear.
Oh, that's all we like to see.
Oh dear.
okay.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Oh, So-
Just this. Is that Lady Vix's turn?
can she make a check to see what this is?
Yeah, give me a nature.
Cool. Okay. 25.
Yeah, with your extent knowledge of dragons, you would recognize an ancient black dragon when you see one.
In Elvish, she was like, "Oh, great! It's an ancient black." Yeah, that'll be her turn.
Well, that's
Cool.
awkward.
I don't know if anyone speaks Elvish, but that's what she said.
Would everyone like to make me a wisdom save?
24.
25.
Ugh. 7.
Oh. Could you make one for Moon Dance as well?
I'm just about to.
Yep.
Drake Warden's afraid of dragons.
I'm going to assume the cat fails as well.
Oh, actually, let me roll for the cat.
Oh, hang on, sorry.
Yeah, the
That
cat's
was
petrified.
sorry, that was supposed to be a wisdom plus proficiency, not plus 2. So let me just re-roll that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know, sorry, I don't know why it's coming up with plus 2 when it should be a 2 plus there should be an 8 on there. So yeah, so the Drake Warden and the Drake is scared of this dragon.
Yeah. You know how scary these things can be. You're right to be afraid. Cool. Oh, that's interesting. This thing is just going to fly. 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80 feet.
Okay. Because Moon Dancer was holding its action.
Yep.
So it's going to
Moon
make an
Dancer.
attack. But it will have to be with disadvantage, won't it? Because it's frightened.
Yep. Yes, please.
Okay. Let me just roll that one again. Please be good. Please be good. There we go. Okay. 21. No, sorry, 20.
20
Yeah.
will miss.
Okay.
This thing's got big, thick scales.
I think Vex just says, no, she's frightened, so she won't be saying anything. They're just like, Moon Dancer's better.
Yeah. What is Heartwood's AC?
15. I take it this
Um,
thing has true sight to see invisible Heartwood.
Oh no, you're right. What is Vex's
You may
AC?
also be right.
19.
Oh, that's
But
unfortunate.
but I'm gonna use Gift of the Metallic Dragon Protective Wings to give my AC a boost of 6.
So what would that make total?
25, 20, 19, 25.
25. Yeah. The bite attack will still hit.
Okay.
You'll take 22 points of
Oh.
piercing.
Okay.
And then you will take 14 points of acid damage, as its teeth
Okay.
are very acidic. And then it will slash out with its claws twice. One of them will hit you for 16 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
But that's his turn. Amuth.
I'm going to use my action to unleash a strange psychic scream as I cast Synaptic Static directly over its head, being careful to avoid Moondancer as I do so. Can it please
Yep.
make me a DC 23 intelligence saving throw?
Oh, it cannot.
Oh,
This thing is not too bright.
perfect. Well, in that case, it will take. That's a lot of d6. Oh, that's some good rolls. 33 points of psychic damage.
Oh, that's lovely. That's what we like to see.
And for the next minute, it rolls a d6 and subtracts that amount from any attack roll or ability check, as well as constitution saving throws it makes to maintain concentration.
Oh,
Hang on.
nice.
I think Moondancer has a reaction just to make things fun.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry, just getting down there.
Oh, the add damage.
Yeah, not okay. Yeah, let's just see if you're in. Yeah, you are in 30 feet, so it will add an d6 lightning damage to it.
Oh, nice. Roll
Oh,
that.
nice.
Oh, nice. And I'll be using my bonus action to hurl the second of my Crown of Stars at it.
Yep.
That will be a 21 to hit.
21 will miss.
Oof, it goes wide. And I'll use my turn to move back 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to behind a pillar as I take cover. That's my turn.
Good job. All right, Heartwood, you're invisible and right in front of this thing.
So Heartwood does not like being right in front of this thing because of the whole dying.
Yep.
So Heartwood is going to bust a move. In fact, dashing to not be in front of this thing.
Yep.
That's why, because I'm on the ruler and not the thing. 60 foot goes around and behind, and that is Heartwood at the moment, just repositioning.
Good job. Lady Vex.
She is shaking like constantly. She can feel her body's freezing up, like she's scared of this dragon. She doesn't know why she's lived with the dragon her whole life. She is going to. She knows that she's in range of its attacks.
Yep.
So she is gonna stay where she is, and because why not? It's 2 sharpshooter shots because it doesn't impose disadvantage. When it's saying shooting at long range on your weapon attack rolls.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. So 2 attack rolls with just straight attack rolls.
Yep.
That would be 28, 23.
23 hits.
Cool. That will be 25 damage.
Nice.
That would be 15 because
15 misses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That will be her. She's gonna. Yeah, she's just actually gonna move around this pillar.
Cool.
Yeah. And then Moondancer right there is gonna use its breath weapon against the Drake.
Go for it.
So it's gonna have to make a dex save of 19.
Cool. Oh, yep. It's big and lumbering and not very dexterous.
Okay, cool. So it's gonna take 10d6 fire damage, hoping to. Yeah. No, I know what. Vex knows what black dragons are, it's acid, isn't it?
It is.
Cool. So it's going to be. I'm going to go cold, hoping to freeze the acid inside of it.
All right.
Well, that's not bad. 35.
Nice.
Yeah, then it's going to get the heck out of there. It's going to go 40 feet this way, up, like it's going to glide backwards and up.
Cool. It will make an opportunity attack against Moondancer.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, that's going to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 26, 26 slashing
Okay.
as
it's
it
gonna,
just
yep.
reaches out with its claw.
It's going to use its reaction to half that with inflictive reflexes.
Yep, cool. So 13 points of damage.
Cool.
Oh, actually. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's very good. As the dragon reaches out, it just laughs. This very hearty, full-throated laugh.
Because it's the end of my turn, mate, can I do a wisdom save to try and beat this fair effect?
Yes, you can. Please do.
Okay, fair effect for both of them. Okay, that will be an 11 for me.
Cool.
For
Yeah,
Vex.
it's so scary.
And for Moon Dancer will be a 22.
22 beats it.
That's good to know.
Moondancer is away from this thing, and it's not so scary when it's not so close.
Yay, okay, that will be my turn.
Cool. On the end of its turn, on the end of your turn, it's going to take a legendary. It's going to whip out with its tail, which you were just in range of.
Yep.
I'm assuming a 30 will hit you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it will hit.
Nice. You'll take so not too bad. 16 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
Its tail will just whip around the statue, catching you.
Vex will just scream out as she's severely in pain.
Cool. Now it's the dragon's turn. It will move up there. See a muth. Will a 26 hit a muth?
It most certainly will.
Cool. Will a 25 hit?
A 25 will also hit. Don't forget that you're rolling an extra d6 to subtract.
True. Does a 23 hit?
Yep, it still hits.
Yep. Yeah. And then a 21?
Also hits.
Cool. And then... Oh, yeah, that'll miss. So 2 of the 3 gets through.
Yep.
Oh, yep, cool. It'll bite you for 15 piercing and 6 acid.
I will roll Stone's Endurance to try and reduce this.
Please do.
Nice. That reduces it by 10. So
Nice.
5 piercing and 6 acid, I believe.
Yep. And then you'll take another 13 slashing, as one of these claws will reach around. However, it's a bit awkward with the statue in the way. Its other claw will not be able to get to you.
Oh, thank goodness.
But yeah. That's his turn. Amuth, you're up.
Absolutely. Okay, then. I am going to... Ooh, let's break out the big guns. I am going to attempt to rain psychic fire upon its mind, scorching its very being as I cast Feeble Mind.
Oh,
Make
nice.
a DC 23 intelligence saving throw.
Isn't it with the -6 because as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that might only be for con saves, but
Okay.
Either way, it's gonna fail.
okay. That reduces its intelligence and charisma to 1, and it takes 46 points of psychic damage,
Yep.
taking 14 points.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you just see a stunned look show up on its face.
I'm going to move backwards 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 points, trying to get away. And as I do so, I will turn, plucking a mote of light from above my head and sending it firing straight towards this thing. As I cast, use my bonus action to send one more Crown of Stars flying at it for, yes, 31 to hit.
Yep. 31 hits.
That will hit for 29 plus an additional 6, so 35 points of damage. And I'm going to use Crusher Feet to send it flying 5 feet backwards into the statue behind it.
Nice.
And that will be my turn.
Nice. As you see it slam into the statue, you will see it shake off, hit its head. It'll shake its head. You'll see its intelligence return to it as it burns through a legendary resistance to get through Feeble Mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to choose to save. That's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Heartwood.
Can your dragon please make a Wisdom 22 save?
It cannot.
There is a creaking noise from Heartwood, who now appears because he's dropped concentration. The air around the dragon darkens, turns to smoke, and inside, when the smoke dissipates, is a cow as he casts Polymorph on it.
Yes!
Or it's...
By the way, guys, if you kill it, it comes back, so think of something for a minute.
It's going to burn through the second legendary to not become a cow.
Actually, don't worry.
As you
It's
see this dragon, this still has like the black and white spots of a cow. And it will moo aggressively at you.
Oh, that normally works better.
Vex'aphia
Howard's going to say where he is as well.
is chattering. I think that's a bad thumbs up. This is a bad thumbs up. This is a bad thumbs up.
Alright, is that Heartwood?
That is Heartwood.
Alright. Lady Vex.
Okay, she is gonna get out of there. She's gonna move 30 and cast a level 4 cure wound on herself.
Yep.
I've been forgetting to do this on the there as well. I've been doing it. She's gonna Hunter's Market, just so she knows where it is.
Yep.
Oops, sorry, I don't know why it rolled damage when I just told it to cast.
It does that. It's all good.
Yeah. That will be her turn. She's gonna roll a wisdom save to see if she gets out of this.
Yep. Oh! Brilliant. Could you roll me a d12?
D12, okay. Three.
Oh, what is Vex's favourite food?
Ooh. She loves hunting manticore and turning them into manticore steaks with a little chili glaze.
Oh, your mouth is filled with the taste, as if you've just enjoyed a meal and the taste lingers on your tongue.
Oh, it feels good. So that will be her turn.
Yep.
Moon Dancer. Just out of range is just gonna dash, fly in low to try and pick up Lady Vex, but she is just out of range.
Cool.
Cool. That will be her turn.
All right. The dragon just going to move right up to there.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Could you all make a deck save, please?
okay.
Probably
Ooh,
not.
We will see.
Oh my
18.
gosh.
Net 20.
18.
Nice.
18 for me. Come.
I mean, net 20 is a 19 because -1 dex because of bookcase.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
Heartwood, also roll me a
D12?
D12, please.
6.
6.
yeah,
Cool.
okay.
Yeah, your robe and hat are now bright pink.
Oh. Well, that's different.
Cool.
It's a good look.
But otherwise, this line of acid just spills out of its mouth.
Ow, 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 ow.
Ow.
Yep. Y'all take 65 acid damage.
Vex is going to absorb elements.
Go for it.
And so that's half. And then Moon Dancer is also going to half it with reflective resistant.
All right.
Sorry, is that where's this all catching?
Oh, so it's just
I'm assuming it's
this.
not just a big vertical surround thing.
No. It's like a line.
Okay.
Just
Phew.
so yeah.
I
A
don't
myth
know.
should
I
not
would
have
survived
had
it.
to roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
But
what was the
that's
half damage?
so half would have been 33.
Cool. Okay. And
That is the dragon's turn. A myth.
Rightio. Well, now is not the time to do things by halves. I am going to, once again, on brand. Let's stick with the psychic powers bestowed by upon me by my genie, and I am going
Nice.
to unleash a psychic scream, my 9th level spell.
Oh.
That's going to be a DC 23 intelligence saving throw.
Cool. Oh, it's going to fail that.
That's a giant pile of D6s. That is 62 points of psychic damage. And on a failure, it is stunned until it succeeds on a saving throw.
Oh, brutal.
And I'll use a bonus action to hurl yet another Crown of Stars at this thing.
Go for it.
Ooh, a 17. It's just going to bounce
Will not be
straight off.
enough. Yep.
Perfect. Retreating, I think, behind the stone tables over here. That will be my turn.
Cool. Heartwood, this thing is right in front of you.
With it being stunned, do I take an opportunity attack if I move away?
No.
Cool. Also, what does Heartwood know about black dragons? Can I give that a roll to?
Yeah, give me a nature.
He knows there's one in front of him, and it's
He
trying
does
to
know
kill
there's
him.
one in front of them. You know what you've seen. He's got big old wings, claws, teeth, acid, more acid.
Does its attacks look magical? Feel magical?
Not particularly.
Righty-tighty. In that case, can it please make a wisdom saving throw at 22?
It can't.
In that case, there's a creaking as Heartwood casts the spell of, let's send it to the chat, Hold Monster,
Oh,
meaning it is completely paralyzed until it makes that saving throw.
beautiful.
Stubbe
Unless it wants to burn
and,
its resistance, which, up to it.
Yeah, it probably will.
Also, but also going to use this opportunity to not be directly in front of the thing trying to kill him. Sorry,
Good.
trying to kill him. So,
Good
Oh.
idea.
oh my gosh, mouse, why do you hate me? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's Heartwood.
All right, Lady Vex.
Cool. I'm gonna climb on Moondancer and get the heck out of here.
Good
Again.
plan.
Because she is looking rough. Cool, so we're over here.
I forgot to consider. Any attack rolls while it's stunned do have advantage.
Okay. Cool. Oh, that's not right. There we go. So, well, in that case, if it's because sorry, I would have probably lost concentration on Hunter's Mark because I failed. There's no way I could have saved it from it. Let's just do another lightning arrow on the black dragon.
Yeah.
Cool. So, because it's stunned, it's advantage, isn't it?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So 29.
29 hits.
That would be 15 damage just from the arrow alone.
Yep.
Lightning arrow will deal 16 damage. It's going to have to make a dex save or take an extra 2d10 lightning
It
damage.
is stunned, so I don't believe it can make a dex save.
Okay, cool. Cool, so that is 32, 37, 50. Sorry, mathing.
Yeah, it's all good.
40, no, so 20, 55 damage just from the arrow.
Yep.
And then she's gonna sharpshooter this last arrow.
Yep.
Just a basic arrow. That will be 29.
29 hits.
That will be 25 damage.
Nice. You see it moo out in pain.
Vex says in Draconic. I know the feeling.
And that Vex?
Yeah, that will be Vex. Moondancer is just trying to get her away from this dragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
You will see the dragon just be stunned. Then you'll see it turn its head, lift a claw in a very thoughtful manner, consider something, then hand wave it away. But very clearly, this dragon is no longer stunned. But it will spend its entire turn contemplating something. A myth.
Very well. I think at this point, given my psychic theme so far, it only feels right that I unleash something of a similar nature.
Ooh.
So, I am going to attempt to bind this creature in an illusory cell using
Ooh.
mental prism. Just one more DC 23 intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Just fails.
Ooh. Well, on a just failure, whoa.
Whoa!
Wow, that is 54 points of psychic damage to this creature.
Oh. It is going to moo out in rage.
Perfect. And as I imagine this thing, it would almost be seemingly surrounded by a whirling vortex of earth, where I can just see these strange purple eyes glaring out at it, as this vortex very much is focused on keeping this thing restrained. And I will then use a bonus action once again. I will be sending this mote of light hurtling straight towards it. That is a 28 to hit,
28 hits.
striking the creature for 22 points of radiant damage.
Oh. Yeah.
Perfect. And with that, I am going to just focus on concentrating on maintaining this. Looking at the amount dealt from earlier, I think that might have accidentally been 10 d10 instead of 5 d10. So I think half that, and it can recover 27 points of psychic damage. That would
Oh,
be
you're too
10
kind.
d10 as if it tries to move through this vortex of stone. Perfect. That will be my turn.
Brilliant. Heartwood.
Heartwood starts tapping one of its legs, and can your dragon please make a Wisdom 22 saving throw as it casts Otto's Irresistible Dance? Which
It
I will
almost
send-
rolled a net 20, but then it rolled a 4. It will fail.
Well,
Yes.
in that case, it starts shuffling and tapping its feet and capering until it makes
Yep.
a Wisdom saving throw.
You see this dragon do a little boogie.
Nice. And Heartwood is going to, again, keep moving around.
Good job. Lady Vex.
Okay. Why not? Let's just do. Really thought of this before I'd done something. Let's do a level 3 bonus action Hail of Thorns on an arrow.
Yep.
And then 2 sharpshoot attacks.
Yep.
Cool. First one's probably going to miss for a 20.
Yeah, that'll miss.
Okay, that's fine. 32.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. So that would be 24 damage from the sharpshooter
Yep.
and 3d10 from Hail of Thorns.
How do you kill this thing?
Okay. She just breathes like she's finally calm. She's still tasting that manticore in her mouth. She just pulls back an arrow. It just roars out in pain. It's just as it's dancing, she sees this like this perfect opportunity to fire an arrow down its gullet.
Oh.
And when it hits into the stomach, it just explodes because of the Hail of Thorns.
Nice.
Let me just roll damage for that. It's not that bad. It's just 17 piercing
Yeah.
damage. Yeah.
More than enough to take it out.
Yeah.
You're in a warehouse with a dead dragon that's slowly eating away at the floorboards and
Okay.
into the ground.
Vex is going to quickly see if she can get any dragon scales from this dragon. It's a tradition for her to go after dragon scales.
Yeah. Roll me a sleight of hand to see if you can snatch one of these dragon scales before this thing will just collapse into the floor.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah. This thing is like exploded with acid and blood and viscera. And it is just like sinking into the ground, and so you can't find any good sort of purchase to grab a scale.
Cool. So she's just going to collapse against this pillar, and her clothes are just burned from acid. Her clothes are just ripped as well. Like you can see some muscles, some skin has melted away from the acid. There's some muscles there, and she's just in so much pain.
Yep.
I think
Yeah. I'm below half.
Wandering forwards, I am going to tap my drinking horn a few times as I knock young Mac out of it. I think the worst of it's dealt with, and then I'm
He
going
sort of
to
comes out reading magazines. Says, "Oh, do you need me?"
possibly, and I will whisper into my horn, "Noble genie, please heal her." As I will use my limited wish to cast heal on the Lady Vex to heal her for 70 hit points.
Lovely.
Okay. So as she feels this healing magic affect her, she looks down. The clothes are still utterly ruined. She's going to have to go shopping.
I
she
can fix those for you.
Oh, thank you, darling. She sees the skin heal and she just feels a lot better. Moondancer walks up beside her and she just snuggles into it as she just does it normally, and just like the reaction of her, she does a level 3 cure wounds on her Drake.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
I think with Mac out of the drinking horn, might turn to him.
Mhm.
We had a little problem there for a little bit with some rather strange skeletons, followed by a rather acidic dragon.
Oh, that sounds awfully scary.
Quite as it happens. Now, what is your opinion on loopholes?
I'm not a lawyer, although I did apprentice for one for a while. They are valid in many cases, unless they're not.
Cool.
And then he'll pull out a piece of string, tie it in a knot with a hole in the middle. Loophole.
Loophole indeed.
In a knot. Unless it's not. Get it?
Now, young MacGuffin, would you be so kind as to eat the dragon? Just a little bit, just a taste. Grab one of the non-acidic bits. Just eat it.
Please.
I'll
all right.
help him just to find a non-acidic piece.
All right. Roll me
Well,
a perception to find a non-acidic piece.
Cool. My rolls tonight.
14.
If you're
you
concerned
find, like,
about
a
the acid, I
small
might be able to
chunk.
help.
all I'm saying is that there was a prophecy involving the town being destroyed and or not destroyed, and now here you are at a point where the town is saved, and if you eat the dragon, that would kind of be like the prophecy being fulfilled, meaning maybe you'll be able to go about the rest of your life without worrying about dark prophecies. So, with all that said, eat the dragon, MacGuffin. Eat the dragon.
Before
All
he
right.
eats the dragon, let's cook the. Let's cook. Let's turn this into a meal. There's a whole kitchen here.
Yeah, I like this idea. Can we? I want to eat raw dragon.
Cool. So I'm got.
What about if you were a dragon?
Lady Vex is going to start cutting off a piece of dragon meat and start cooking a full roast dragon meal with potatoes, kumara,
Yeah.
eggplant, just a whole lot of veggies.
Roll me a survival to see how well you can actually cook this meal.
Okay.
With advantage because you have a full kitchen.
Cool. That'll be a 27.
Yeah, you cook it beautifully.
I look over to Mirth, like there's more. There's like if you want some, there's some as well. There's I've cooked enough for 3 people to eat.
It would be rude not to. I will happily tuck into some roast dragon.
Does bookcases eat dragon?
Well, no, I don't really eat anything, truth be told.
Would you like to absorb the juices?
Well, that just sounds greasy.
Oh, it's fat free, darling.
I mean, I suppose if you put a plate on one of the shelves for a bit. But young Mac, I'm still quite curious whether you would like help eating more dragon.
All right. that I'm not sure what you have in mind, but I am an licensed apprentice, and it is
Now-
the apprentice's oaths to always give it a go.
Now, other than the fact that we've kidnapped you on several occasions and also offered you up to be sacrificed, which I most likely was a ploy.
An apprentice's job is a dangerous one.
Excellent. Just hold still for a moment. The acid is not going to be an issue.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain black dragons are immune to acid, and I cast True Polymorph on him.
Oh, yep.
And I turn him into a... depends on his CR rating. It might just be a very little dragon.
Does this NPC have a CR rating? I think you could get away with making him a young dragon.
There you go. Turn him into a little dragon.
Yep.
A little black dragon, so that he's immune to acid, and he has no qualms about eating a larger dragon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Here you go, little fella.
He as the dragon, he'll just come up to the table to the sort of beautifully cooked meal and sort of reach out and like take a bite, and
You could probably eat the raw stuff too.
yeah, he shrugs, goes over to the whole, like, while all this is happening, like the corpse has just been sort of sinking deeper and deeper into the earth. It's just sort of the acid just eats away.
Might want to eat fast there.
Yeah.
Not too
Just sort of
fast,
go
you'll
and-
choke.
He'll
Might
sort of
get
take a big
heartburn.
bite. He'll take a big bite and chew down and swallow, and then sort of blah out his tongue to show that he's finished eating it.
I suggest that you get out of there before I undragon you, because I'm fairly
Oh.
certain that's just a pit full of acid dragon guts at the moment.
Yeah, he sort of clambers out.
That's a good idea. Dragon looks good on you.
He gives
I
you a
see big
thumbs up.
things in your future.
He'll sort of flap his wings proudly.
Hmm. Heartwood doesn't drop the spell.
Yup. Meg.
Heartwood is considering whether it's more useful to have an apprentice who's agreed to serve him for 1 year for free, who's a young dragon. Whether that's actually more practical.
It is a fair and completely amoral point.
I mean,
Just-
morals are largely like theoretical when you're a bookcase, so
Yeah?
Yeah.
You just have a young dragon apprentice?
I figure I've got about 59 minutes to figure out whether this is a thing or not. Although I should ask your opinion, young Mac.
Do you want me to translate Draconic Fear?
Yeah.
The telepathy.
Okay.
Yep.
But if you want to practice, I heard it helps to remove an accent. Not saying you have one, but it often helps to practice other languages.
I have known Draconic since I've had moon dances, so it's pretty fine.
Oh, good.
It taught me.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Mac will reply, rather enjoys being a dragon, but he's not quite sure what his mums will think.
We could go see them.
He shrugs.
I wonder if anyone owns this warehouse.
It did rather seem to just strangely appear under mysterious circumstances during a strange attack by potentially rather joyous skeletons. So maybe it's up for the taking.
Might look around just to see if there's an ownership card.
Give me an investigation.
Nope. Oh, it's a 9. I thought it was a 2 for a second there.
No. Yeah, it's just a randomly fully furnished warehouse just in the middle of town, but no deeds or any sort of plaques or anything indicating ownership.
It's ours if we want it. I
Well, I
see
was
no.
just thinking, once the garden's up and running, we could actually have some kind of outlet store here.
Exactly. I mean,
Well-
we've got the veggies. You know, we could make a garden. You know, proper garden.
Let me just have a quick look outside. I'm just going to take a peek outside. Are there any mysterious skeletons running around?
Give me a perception.
Oh, here we go. 22. I'm pretty happy with that.
You see a distinct lack of skeletons. You will even be able to look over where the bird shark crushed the pile of them, and you see not a bone left.
I will proudly stride towards young Mac, place a hand upon their scaled hide. I am so proud of you. Through a technicality, today you have saved the day as far as I am concerned.
Well, thank you. It was a hard-earned effort, but I think through the power of apprenticing, I got it done.
That's the spirit.
It's an amazing what an apprentice can do when it has fine teachers.
Also wings and can breathe acid.
All valuable traits.
Yes.
Just to let you know, I've got a subtle fear of acid right now, so let's not breathe acid anywhere.
All right. I'll try not to.
I mean, maybe Moondance can take you under its literal wing to teach you how to dragon.
Oh yes.
If this is something you wish to you could apprentice to another dragon.
Dragon.
A dragon? I've never had the opportunity to apprentice to a dragon before. This would certainly be a new, unexpected direction in my life.
Upwards.
So-
Upwards
With the power of flying.
indeed.
So
A
Moondance
lot of upward
actually,
mobility in this role.
Moondance I can actually speak. So it just they turn to Mac and the only language it knows is Draconic and says, "It will be my pleasure to take you under my wing."
Oh my god, a
Even-
talking Drake!
And with Mac and Moondancer shaking claws, I believe that's where we shall end this warm-up game.
Oh, that was amazing. That was a truly incredible session.
Just a glimpse of what the night will look like.
Hmm.
Oh, this